Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got another crazy video as usual. Today we're going to start the video off talking about Zayt, who has been accused of being a pro player dictator. And he's being accused by thousands of people on Reddit. They say that a player should not be in control of the best practice you can get in all of North America. But remember, guys, there are always two sides to every single story, and there are a lot of pro players coming out and defending him, and even someone who is super respected in our community, Bala. It's a crazy video and we're gonna break it all down soon. Congratulations to our last video's V-Buck and G Fuel giveaway winner. We have Trevor. I have DM'd you on Twitter. All you gotta do is reply and show me proof that you did like the last video and you are subscribed to my channel with all notifications on. So if you are new around here, yes, I do give away V-Bucks and G Fuel in every single video to one lucky winner, and it's super easy to enter. All you gotta do is go down below to this video, like it, subscribe to my channel, turn all notifications on, then comment with either your Instagram or your Twitter. That way I can contact you if you win. But remember, you must like the video and you must subscribe with all notifications on, and I will ask for proof, and if you don't provide it, you won't get your prize. Alright guys, let's jump into the first story regarding Zayt being a pro player dictator. It all started with this Reddit thread titled "Dictator Zayt Back at It Again," and it's got over 1,600 upvotes, which is really high for the competitive Reddit. Now this Reddit post is actually a screenshot of a tweet coming out from another pro player named Bully, who said, "Little upset to say the least. Grinded a whole 8 months and actually did very well, improved in every aspect, and still didn't get invited to Elite because they don't like me." And then down below there's 3 screenshots of him being blocked by Zayt, Stretch, and Booga. Now for those of you wondering what is Elite, it's actually a practice Discord for the best of the best pros on the NAE server. I don't know the exact number of players who are actually in the Discord because it is super exclusive. If I had to guess, I'd say maybe 200 to 400 players. Whenever you watch a top tier pro stream scrims on Twitch, such as Booga, Chap, Clicks, Scoped, and a few others, it's usually these elite scrims. So it's the best practice you can get, and yes, Zayt actually does run and control it. And there has been a lot of drama in the past about Zayt being the owner of this Discord. For example, if you guys remember in the last season when they were doing trio scrims, we'd have Tifu's trio go up against Zayt's trio and Caddy, and at the time, these two teams hated each other. They would constantly tweet out calling each other names, and both teams just refused to switch drop spots. And there was definitely some conflict there, with Zayt being the owner of Elite Scrims, and then of course Tifu being the #1 streamer in the game at the time. But to be fair, that drama was completely expected, and I didn't think that Zayt abused his powers overall. Now this situation is completely different because Zayt decides who gets invited to this Discord. Literally, you gotta go through him. And we don't know the exact reason as to why Zayt and all those other players have Bully blocked. Maybe he did something awful, maybe he didn't, but Reddit uses this as an upcry in order to try to get him removed as the owner, or to try to get someone else to run a Discord that can compete with his. The #1 upvoted comment had almost 1,000 likes. It said this whole thing where it's a player who decides who gets into the highest level of practice is so shady and makes 0 sense. From an outsider's point of view, this is an honest joke. Imagine something like this in sports. "Yo, sorry Kawhi, you can't practice today. LeBron is pissed at you and told me not to let you enter the gym." Now real quick, I do want to respond to that analogy because it actually makes 0 sense. If you look at practicing in the NBA or most sports, teams only practice with their teammates. Kawhi Leonard and LeBron James are on opposite teams, and the likeliness of them practicing together is not going to happen unless they are friends. So think about it this way. If LeBron James is going to practice outside of his team, maybe at his home gym, maybe at another player's home gym, something like that, is he going to invite people that he doesn't like or may think that isn't good enough to provide good practice for himself? The answer is no, he's not. And that's the actual analogy that would make sense if you want to compare it to Fortnite esports practice. So I do completely disagree with that analogy, but Reddit, they agree with it. Take a look at the next reply. "You are completely right. For scrims to be fair and unbiased, you need a third party to host and organize them. Someone who follows the game but doesn't play it themselves." Now since this blew up so big on Reddit, it was the #1 post. Pro players were replying to it on Twitter. Young Calculator said this: "All the 0 IQs on Reddit think that an org should run Procord, but we tried that in 2018 and it didn't work. Reddit and non-pros need to shut up when they talk about stuff like top tier practice. So he definitely wasn't happy with what people were saying on Reddit, and to be fair, other people have tried to run practice discords, and it's pretty hard. If you look at it, NA East is the only region which actually has a high caliber practice server with the top pros only. It's funny because you could literally go to someone like Mitro or Benji Fishy's Twitter, and in the past month, they've talked about wishing they had a server like Elite Practice from NA East. Now, someone really respected in the community replied with Young Calculator and agreed with him. It was Bala. He said, people who have absolutely no stake in high-level practice criticizing high-level private practice runs. Fact is, top players are always going to do what the top players want, and that includes playing with who they want to play with. And in another tweet, Bala really defends Zayt and actually brings light to the situation. He said, nobody except Zayt has ever stepped up and dealt with this for as long as he has. Very few people have had the drive to help. If they do, it lasts a week. There's a lot of BS that comes with the territory, but he gets done what he needs to get done for him to get adequate practice. And then he even replied on Reddit saying this, the overall point is that private practice is private practice. Whoever runs it can choose what they want to do with it. You either like it or you don't and go elsewhere. Zayt has built something that is absolutely incredibly useful to him and the players he is playing with. But then he also said, is it an issue that practice for high-level players who are not in Zayt's circle of pros can't find practice? Yes, absolutely. And I also agree with that. It is a problem. There should be other options to practice if you don't want to play in Zayt's practice Discord, but at the end of the day, it's his practice Discord which he has built and gone through a ton in order to get it to where it is now. Again, I go back to the analogy. Is LeBron going to invite people he doesn't like or don't think will provide good practice for him to his private practice at his own gym? No, he's not going to do it. And then Bala continued to defend Zayt. He said, there are a lot of problems with overall practice ecosystems. But one thing is for certain, the highest level of NA East practice has never once completely died out, and that's due to Zayt making the decisions he needs to in order to keep it alive. He's been running it for 2+ years now. Everybody else who has ever tried what he is doing has failed within 2 weeks, and he has even gave space for a lot of people to try and do better. He plays the politics that is necessary for him, and I don't think we should fault him for that since it benefits a lot more than just him. And I really do think Bala just nailed the tip of this whole entire situation. Zayt, it's his own Discord. He can do whatever he wants with it, and if other people are upset about it, make your own Discord and try to build what he has built. Now, I think the funniest thing of all of this was Zayt's response to it. Actually, he didn't respond to it at all. He did a giveaway for himself. He said, randomly choosing anyone who retweets this to give me $1,000 must be following me, will provide screenshots for proof. And he got over 4,000 likes and 1,400 retweets. So I guess if you guys want a chance to give $1,000 to Zayt, go ahead and hit that retweet button over there. But that's going to be the end of today's video, guys. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. It was a wild one. I love you all so much. I'm out of here. Peace.